The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office has filed charges against Garrett Bruno. He faces 1 count of murder, a count of reckless driving on a highway causing bodily injury, and 1 count of battery upon a peace officer, firefighter, EMT, doctor, nurse, or other designated.
What? They're kind of dancing around things here. Hunky MAGA influence. This gets even crazier. Snorts white powder on street at 11 a.m. days after crash that killed 83-year-old woman. When police stormed his $1.1 million property to arrest him last week, it emerged that he is currently in a coma in the hospital, fighting for his life after a subsequent scooter crash on October 25th. This was the vehicle being driven by Bruno. There he is, following the crash, covered in blood. This is where he apparently assaulted a medic or something. They got him handcuffed. This dude's apparently a social media influencer, or just a guy with a TikTok trying to get famous, has now been charged with murder.
The victim's family is now speaking out for the first time since that deadly accident. NBC4's Camilla Rambaldi joins us live from West Hollywood with the details. Camilla.
Robert and Colleen, the deadly crash happened right here at the intersection of Fountain and Spalding Avenues back on October 10th. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office has now filed charges against Garrett Bruno, a social media influencer, including murder. I spoke with the son of the woman killed over the phone this afternoon, telling NBC4 his parents were married for over 50 years, calling the loss of his mother incomprehensible. Greg Morris is remembering his 83-year-old mother, Esther Abouab.
My mom was so full of life. She loved to sing and dance, and she was an artist, and every expression
You love to sing
of her came out in every day.
I'm sorry, that's horrible.
He was killed and his father left seriously injured in a crash in West Hollywood the afternoon of October 10th.
We're not well. My family is in complete anguish over the senseless and violent murder of my precious mother. She was the glue of our family.
What exactly happened?
Really the center of all of our universe. This loss of my mother is something that none of us are ever going to be able to heal from.
Morris telling NBC4 his mother was in the car with his father, Joe. The crash happened near the intersection of Fountain and Spalding Avenues. LASD traffic investigators say 2 Ford SUVs crashed into each other at the intersection. The driver going north down Spalding Avenue was identified as Garrett Bruno. Esther and Joe Abouab were in the second SUV going eastbound on Fountain Avenue. Video from the day of the crash shows the car the couple was in pushed into a parking garage.
We're all gonna walk through life with a big hole in our heart. And my poor father, there's no words on the pain and anguish that my father is going to have to live with for the rest of his life.
That's what I'm wondering, is exactly how this crash occurred, that it's murder and not vehicular homicide. Because murder requires premeditation. So what are the details?
His life. It's just devastating.
The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office has filed charges against Garrett Bruno. He faces 1 count of murder, a count of reckless driving on a highway causing bodily injury, and 1 count of battery upon a peace officer, firefighter, EMT, doctor, nurse, or other designated persons. Now, Greg Morris tells me his father...
What the fuck exactly happened? They're kind of dancing around things here. Can you tell us what in the fuck did this kid do? And if he's an influencer, was he filming?
Joe has been released from the hospital. NBC4 has reached out to the attorney of Garrett Bruno for comment on the charges that were filed. We are waiting to hear back. In West Hollywood tonight, Camilla Rambaldi, NBC4 News.
Oh, we're going, yeah, Vegas fuck. The Daily Mail probably has all the... Smokey, come on. Daily Mail probably has all the details. I can't see, buddy. I need you to get down. If there are juicy details out there, I know the Daily Mail is going to have them. That's where you go to for shit like this. So the driver of the other car was later identified as Garrett Bruno, 33, who the DailyMail.com photographed snorting a white powder just days after the crash. Oh, he was a MAGA influencer. Hunky MAGA influence. This gets even crazier. Snorts white powder on street at 11 a.m. days after crash that killed 83-year-old woman. Yep, he's definitely doing some cocaine. Smokey, seriously. What cabinet position is this motherfucker gonna get? Cute puppy, though. When police stormed his $1.1 million property to arrest him last week, it emerged that he is currently in a coma in the hospital, fighting for his life after a subsequent scooter crash on October 25th. They completely left that out of the story. So, and the man that was killed was apparently a famed restaurateur. You know, the son is a famed restaurateur, added that his parents have been married for more than 50 years. The force of the impact sent them across 4 lanes of traffic and into the gates of an underground garage. Her mother succumbed to her devastating injuries, while her precious father Joe was left in serious condition with 2 shattered ankles and several other serious injuries. God damn. This was the vehicle being driven by Bruno. There he is, following the crash, covered in blood. This is where he apparently assaulted a medic or something. They got him handcuffed. Bruno amassed tens of thousands of followers with glossy photographs of himself globe-trotting to multiple glitzy destinations. The West Hollywood-based travel influencer later shocked the LGBT enclave by coming out as a Donald Trump supporter over the summer. Whoa. Bruno has been in a coma since his scooter accident on October 25th. He was not wearing a helmet at the time of the crash and cracked his head on the pavement. The internet star was rushed to hospital unconscious, where he remains gravely ill with his parents by his bed. Bruno suffered the accident 15 days after allegedly causing the crash that killed Esther Abuab, and 6 days after the Daily Mail photographed him sniffing cocaine. Armed cops only learned of Bruno's scooter accident late Friday night when they stormed his $1.1 million rental bungalow to arrest him for Abuab's murder. Exclusive DailyMail.com images show the moment the dramatic raid took place, with the deputy shouting, "Sheriff's office, search warrant, come out with your hands up." So this is photographs. Good evening. The distressing sequence of events began on October 10th when Bruno slammed his Ford Escape SUV into the side of a Ford Expedition in which Abuab was traveling with her husband Joe. Bruno was traveling north on North Spalding Avenue a few blocks from his home when he smashed into Abuab's car as it drove along Fountain Avenue. The speed limit on the street where Bruno was driving was 25 miles per hour, although the force of the impact suggests the car was traveling much faster.